Okay, it looks like we are recording.
Are we on Facebook yet?
Not that I can see.
Oh, I see us.
Yep. There we are. Okay. Get my iPad turned down. Okay. Let me know when you're ready for me to start.
So we will start. I was giving it a couple of moments to keep the video up with the card showing so that people know they're in the right spot. But I'm going to go ahead, if it's all right with you, Debbie, and do a few minutes of announcements. I alluded to each of these announcements in the preview post where I announced the time change. And I just want to go through them real quick. We have a new product of the month starting tomorrow. It is a beautiful paper pack with fall papers and fall colors. I included a picture in the preview post for tonight's class. There will be a link to it in my newsletter tomorrow. As a reminder, products of the month can be purchased for just $5 with a $75 or more purchase. Tomorrow also starts the paper sale, and Stampin' Up! Is offering 15% off select designer series paper and select cardstock. They have not told us yet what is included in that sale, but I used my brain. I went to an Australian demonstrator's website to see what they have, and they have 24 different designer series paper packs. That includes the painted patterns pack that we have used a lot. Those are the ones that have the various colors like the Regals, the Brights, the 26, 28 in colors in the various patterns with the two different types of stripes and the two different types of dots. And if I'd used my brain, I would show that to you while I'm talking, but I forgot to grab it. There are also mix and paper packs and then some of the designer series paper packs that we've been working with. And
Okay, I
Debbie is
have
going
some
to
of
show
it.
us. So you have to talk to get the camera to
Okay.
switch.
This is what Donna is talking about. It is this is one dot and one stripe. And when you turn it over, it gives you a different one. And so we have used these in the past. So go ahead.
Yes, so those painted patterns paper packs are included in the DSP sale tomorrow. And they have also included about 20 different colors of 12 by 12 tone on tone cardstock and about 25 on quick count, 25 to 30 of the A4 cardstock. Again, this was in Australia. The A4 cardstock is similar to our 8.5 by 11 cardstock size here in the United States. So I'm expecting for the US sale that goes live at 2 a.m. tonight and runs through the end of August that there will be about half of our colors of 12 by 12 cardstock and about half of our colors of 8.5 by 11 cardstock included in the sale. But again, they have not released those specific details to us, so they could surprise us and have a little bit more or a little bit less. We have to stay tuned to 2 a.m. to see what's included in the cardstock and DSP sale, but it is all 15% off for Stampin' Rewards. That means you're going to get slightly less on the Stampin' Rewards because you're paying less, but you still get the full 10% Stampin' Rewards of your total. Demonstrators, you still get your demonstrator commission or discount on those. So it's a great promotion, great time to stock up on designer series paper and cardstock. Next announcement, there will be, I believe it's 2 new kits released again at 2 a.m. for the kits collection. And because we have all this new stuff happening tomorrow, there will be more information in a newsletter coming to your inbox in the morning. If you do not typically receive my newsletters and you would like to, please send me a message with your email address and I will get you added to the distribution list. And that is, I believe, all of my announcements. I do
Okay,
have other things to talk about, but those are for the breaks when we need me to talk while you're die cutting.
okay, sounds good. I do want to explain something from last week. Cheryl, you had asked about a scrapbook page. And Donna and I were just like, I'm not sure what you were talking about. But Donna and I were talking before we thought we had hit record. And when I went back on YouTube and watched the video, I could hear us having our conversation about a scrapbook page that I'm planning. I have not done it yet. This is last week was a busy week and I didn't get to it. So look for that in the near future. But and I'm sorry that you were confused about that, but we were too. So anyway, um, Donna has to push quite a few buttons, and sometimes we think we're being taped, and sometimes we aren't. So anyway, this is the card that we're going to demonstrate tonight. And this is a fun fold card. It does go into a regular envelope, and then it stands up and makes such a nice little card. And this is the side view of it. Okay. We are using the Pretty Poinsettia stamps and dies. And I believe that is all the stamps and dies that we're using on this one. We didn't have any others to do. Um, and, but we are using the, help me out here, Donna. What's this thing called?
The impressions plate, and
Yes.
we do have a correction. We're using the Everyday Arches dies.
Oh, yes, we are, aren't we? And I didn't have those out. So give me just a second to find those, but I'll keep talking while I'm looking for them.
Okay.
Got them right here. Yes. So Everyday Arches and then the Pretty Poinsettias dies and um, stamp set. Let me make sure I've got the right one. Nope. I got everything ready. And you see, for some reason, my arches will not stay on their magnet. And so every time I open them up, this is what they look like. And I have to go through to find the next one. There we are, found them both. Okay. Thank you, Donna. I would have been lost when it come time for those two. Okay. So I realized something else. I just always assume that everybody knows cutting card bases and things like that. And when I talk about a card base, what it is and things. And if you have a trimmer that has a scoring blade on it, there are ways that you can score and then cut, and you've already got 2 cards that are cut. We're doing a different size card tonight as far as that's concerned. We're going to take one 8.5 by 11 sheet and we're going to cut straight down the middle. And that gives us 2 cards that are going to fold this way. Now, if normal, when I do a card, I take, wait a minute, that's not the card bases I want. I take a card base and I put it in here and I put it this direction. And if you have a trimmer, you can still put it in this direction and score up the middle and then turn it and cut it. And you have two card bases that are already scored and you only scored for one. So saves time. If you're doing a lot of cards, that makes a big difference. But as I hope I didn't confuse you totally, but this is the size that we're going to use tonight. Is the 4 1/4 by 11-inch size. And we are going to score at 3 1/4. And 3 1/4 is right here on my scoreboard. And then we're going to score at 5 1/2. And that gives us a card. If we'd only scored once, we can have a card that stands like this, or we can have a card that stands like this, either one. So it could be either way. Let me get my bone folder out here. And then I'm going to fold this one the same way, same direction. Okay, so that gives us our little stand-up tent type thing. Okay, now we need DSP, which is designer series paper, and the top part is going to be 2 inches by 4 inches, and we're going to adhere that. And we are using a stitched season paper, and it's the same one that we used last week. And this is a paper that is not directional. You can put it whatever direction you want to. Doesn't make any difference. And then this piece is a 4 by 3 piece. And it is going at the bottom. And you can see that I've got the little frame all the way around. And then we're going to set that aside. This is pecan pie. And I'm going to take the largest die cut and put it in right there. Okay. And now I'm going to do that off camera. I've got it right here beside me because there's some other stuff that I want to show you that I'm going to do on camera. So Donna, if you've got a word or two, go ahead.
Yes, I do. So usually by this time, you all can tell that I am typing in instructions so that those of you who like to see the instructions as opposed to just watching Debbie do them so that you can go back and refer to them. I am not doing that tonight during class, and I will not be doing that in weeks going forward. And the reason is we all know that Facebook likes to gobble up our live videos after 30 days. And so in order to keep them, we need to put them back in as a recorded video. Usually most demonstrators put them on YouTube. So I've got a YouTube channel. The last 2 weeks of classes are there right now. This week's class will be there later tonight. And I cannot add, our comments do not go with the video. And so when I post the link to the YouTube video, so those of you who want to watch the replay can see it, you're not going to see those comments. So I'm going to, in the post tonight that has pictures of the still projects, still pictures of the projects, the link to the YouTube information about the products. I'll also do the type directions there as well, so that everything's in that one reference post.
Okay, so I went ahead, I did the pecan pie and the white. Let's kind of set this in here a little bit so you can see. Now, it kind of looks like this hope is up in the air, but when it's laid flat, it will be within the parameter of the card. So we're going to only tape this, and I'm going to make just a little mark right there, and that way I can see, yeah, where I need to tape below. And so I don't want to put anything above that because it will be taped up here, and we need it to be loose up there. Okay. All right. So see how it comes up. All right. And then we're going to put the white one on, but now this one will be adhered all the way around because it will stay stuck to this brown or the pecan pie. Okay, there is that. Now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do the inside part right here. So I have my pecan pie piece, let's see, and it is 2 by 4. And I'm going to put it down here, but I'm also going to prop it up with dimensionals because this will be the like stopper for the actual card, what it props up on. So I'm going to go ahead and put some dimensionals on it. And okay, and now I just need to get all these little pieces of paper off. Did we have any other people show up? Do we need to say hello to?
We can say hello to Cheryl and to Ray, who are both watching us now.
Okay.
And my phone says there are 2 others, but I don't know who they are. My phone's not telling me, and Facebook on my computer's not telling me. So, hi.
Oh, okay. All right. So see how that's going to prop up and hold that up, just tucking it right underneath of there. Okay. So now we're going to work on this piece. And the first thing that I'm going to do is to stamp the Christmas joy.
And is that about 1.5 by 4?
1.5 by 4. Yes, ma'am. And see, that's going to fit right there on that. And I am going to freehand stamp that. Most of the time when you're stamping your words, they will do really well with using a block and not having to always use the stamp positioner. So this is one of the Stampin' Up's regular colors. This is the Secret C. So I'm just dabbing very, very lightly. And I'm just going to press and let it sit there for just a little bit and then take it off. And it looks nice. It's always a fear of mine that I'm going to take it off and then it's going to be, oh my goodness, not a pretty sight. Okay. And then we need our poinsettia here that we stamp. And now this one, I want a really dark color for that. And so I am going to make sure that I use the stamp positioner for that. And I do, let me get a piece of paper. Okay. All right. So I want to be able to stamp this twice instead of just once. And that's one reason why I want to make sure I use the positioner. Okay. Put that down. Pick it up. And of course, my stamp sticks to my paper every time, and that's okay. Without any ink on them, they will. So I just reposition, get it back in the same spot, and have it ready. Now I'm going to use Real Red for this ink, and this is the little dot thing that I have for my Real Red. Okay. I'm just going to hold it down, let that ink soak in. And then that one kind of separates itself without having to, the paper doesn't get stuck to it that time after the ink's been on it. I'm just going to re-ink this again. And put it back on. And that way I'm going to have a real red poinsettia. And with these, really and truly, it almost doesn't matter what color that you make them, whether you make them real dark and red or whether you make them partially red, because poinsettias come in lots and lots of different colors. And so it could be either way. And then I'm going to use the little leaves. I want 2 leaves right here. Okay. And I'm going to do the same thing with them. Now with these, I don't think I want as strong of a color. I practiced with them and I did the stronger color and I wasn't as pleased with it. So with this one, I'm just going to do once and not 2 times on inking them, unless they turn out really bad. always keep that open. If it turns out really bad, then I'll ink them again. Okay, I like the way that turned out. All right. So then we will die cut these 2 or these 3, and that will be what we will use. And your die cuts come with all kinds of things. And I will show you some of the other ones later that we're going to use, and some of them that I've already used. Now, this one, again, I'm going to, and sometimes you have to just keep moving them around to find the right spot that they belong in. And that's okay. Just work it around till you find it. Now I'm going to go ahead and die cut these. And so Donna, you're up for a few minutes.
Okay. So I will go ahead and mention that this card design, as far as the tint feature, it's called an easel card, and the design of the card came from my upline, Susan Williams. But the decoration of the card design, it's not a Susan card, it's a Donna card. It's one of those rare things, and it's actually our featured card for the night. And it's I feel kind of weird because we always feature these really great designers that Debbie finds everywhere around the world. And tonight, it's just a Donna card.
almost ready.
Okay.
I know you all have seen or you will see more of this type of card because of we're having like a teen challenge with this card design. So you will see a few more, and I did not do very good on those leaves. I'm going to go ahead and use them, but I won't glue them down, and I will change that. I got my flyer pretty good. Did good on it, but those leaves I did not.
You
So
could probably trim the leaves with scissors and they'll be just fine because they'll be
oh
partially tucked in.
yes, I remember that. Yes, thank you. And what she's talking about, see how close that is? So then I'll just cut it that close on the other side. So then nobody can tell the difference. So now don't you all tell anybody, okay? We're just putting it out there on Facebook and YouTube and don't tell anybody. This is our secret. Um, okay, there we go. So now we're going to put this on here. We're going to put dimensionals on it. And I'm going to put a couple on there. And then the leaves will be put directly to the white. And it doesn't matter which way you put this. I don't know that it has an up or a down. That's totally up to you. And then in the center, I am going to just color that with a marker. And no, wait just a second. Daffodil Delight is what I want. Okay. And so I'm just going to color the inside. And there we are. And then these two, I'm going to just put some tape on them. And they do not have to be right within the boundaries of the white piece at all. There. And there, because they can't go this way, but they can go either way forward, top or bottom. So there we are. And that's how that's going to look. If you wanted to, you could color in the word joy. It has thick letters, so you could very easily color those in and have just a little bit more color to it if you wanted to. And you have all this area right here. You could stamp something else, or you could um, just sign your name there, either one, whatever you wanted to do. Okay, so there we are. All we have left is our poinsettia. Now, this is where I want to bring my machine over here and show you what I'm doing with that, because that's where the magic comes tonight. Okay, so let me get my machine. And you know what I forgot to do? I'm going to apologize to everybody. um, I got a phone call from some neighbors that had moved to Florida, and they said, "We're unexpectedly going to be in Louisville today. Can we come by?" And I said, "Yes, of course." And Then they called and said, well, it's going to be a little later. And I'm like, oh no, I don't want them to run into my class time, but I don't want to be rude. So that's why we were late and why I'm a little disheveled as far as having everything ready. Um, but so we're going to work on our poinsettias, and I hope, let's see, I hope you can see as much as we can. Now, I'm using the die cuts from the Pretty Poinsettia, and they have all these details in them. And we used some of these last week, I think. Not maybe the poinsettias, but some of the, um, well, we've used them sometimes lately. And so I'm putting all the pieces to the poinsettia on here. And then we're going to run it through as we normally do. So we've got our base plate. So number 1, number 2, and then I have 2 of the number 3, the clear plates. And so we're going to run those through. And it's going to pop. It always does. Okay. And when we use those like that, and they come out, and I'll have to get these back in each one of these so that we can use the embossing thing on them. What do we call that again, Donna? I can't
The
remember the
impressions
name.
plate.
Impressions plate. Okay, and again, I just need to kind of walk them around and see where they fit. And there it is. Now, the little bitty one, you have to really be careful with it because if not, the leaves will fall off. They will break very, very easily on this little bitty one. And there's that one. So we're laying them upside down. The plate, this goes down upside down. Sometimes you have one leaf that has a certain distinction that you can tell. And in that way, you get them back in the way they're supposed to be. And I did some of these with vellum. And one of the times that I did it, I used a real thick vellum. And the other time I used a thinner vellum. And that thinner vellum tore quite a bit. And you just lay this down over top. And then you get your plate number 4 and put over top of this. And we're going to roll it through. And our poinsettia is going to have more dimension than what it would if we didn't do this. There's a lot of static electricity to this little plate, though. So I'm hoping you can see the dimension that's in this. And so I'm going to lay the rest of this aside. And we're going to work on getting our poinsettia together. I'm going to take the top piece and I am going to just put a little drop of glue. I'll move that up a little better for you. Just a little bit of glue right here in the center. And then I'm going to take the second or the next one, and I'm just going to decide you know, where I want it, how I want it to go in between all the other leaves. Put it down. And I have seen this poinsettia done in all kinds of colors. And it makes such a beautiful flower. Um, so I'm just keep putting it down like that. Now you also can take and use your bone folder and do round it like this, and it will curl down, or you can round it like this and it'll curl up. Now, I just personally don't want this one to curl, but I have one I know of that I've made for tonight that does have the curl on it. And so you will get to see what that looks like. So then here is our last little poinsettia. And earlier, I took a piece of gold and die cut these. And this, let me get the piece. It's so tiny. I'm afraid I'm going to lose it. um, and that makes the little center for this. So I'm going to, again, a little bit of glue. I need to get my take your pick tool and use it. Here we go. Okay. And then a little bit more. And again, on this one, I'm going to turn it so that it's not in the same exact spots as the first one. So it has just a little bit of twist on it. Okay, there we go. All right, so there is our poinsettia. And you'll notice that this card doesn't have any sentiments or anything on the front of it. So I am going to put dimensionals on this. And I'm going to go ahead and put a couple of them just to hold it up nice. And it doesn't get all squashed down. Okay, there we go. These Stampin' Up! Dimensionals peels off so easily, but they are full of static electricity. They want to stick to my hands when I get ready to get rid of them. Okay, there we go. So decide which way I want my poinsettia. Okay, now I went ahead and die cut one more of the poinsettia in the green so that I could make leaves going around, because I'm not sure if everybody knows this or not. I didn't until just recently, but the poinsettia green part is still the same as the flower. They're all the same thing. But they turn green first and then they turn red. So I just went ahead and did more poinsettia leaves, and then I'm going to tuck them in and around and just put them in a little bit. And then we have pretty leaves. Oop, I was about to glue that one to the wrong side. And anywhere I want a little bit more space in there, I can always stick a leaf. Now, they always say to use uneven numbers. So I'm going to go ahead with 5 instead of just 3. So one more, and we will have all of our leaves on. Okay, there we are. There's our poinsettia. You could also, instead of using these little things, you could use a dimensional that color them gold and go ahead and put that in the center. So there is our card.
I think you meant a gem.
A gem. Yes, I did. Dimensional. Oh my. I'll get it straight tonight.
It would be hard to color a dimensional.
Yes, it would. Yes, it would. So there is our card tonight. And what is it that we call this type of card, Donna? I forgot.
An easel card.
Easel card. Okay. And look how pretty. So, are we ready to see more cards?
We are, but I do have 2 tips
Uh-huh.
on the poinsettias that I forgot to share with you before today because I just found them last night and I didn't have a chance to message you last night. If you gently mist your paper before you run it in through the die cutting machine with the impressions plate, it will give it more of a defined image. I heard a demonstrator tell us that. 2 demonstrators tell me that over the weekend in videos I watched. And the other tip is if you don't like the way your poinsettia is forming, then cut out 2 of the larger bases and arrange those 2 larger ones and then build it up from there. And that extra flower base at the bottom sometimes helps it to look more full or look fuller so that it's a prettier flower.
Okay, so that would be 2 of this piece. This is the largest base piece. So you would just cut out 2 of these, right?
Right.
Okay. All right. And we also have, with that same concept, we have this piece. And this is a set of leaves that you do the same way and you get the dimensionals and everything with that, the dimension. So dimensionals, I've got it all going, don't I? Okay, so we're ready for some more cards. The first one is this one. And this was designed by Jennifer Cotton. And this one, I used that shimmery white glitter paper on it. I'm
Shimmering
hoping
stripes.
shimmering stripes. Okay. And I did the poinsettia and the leaf out of that. And then I put just a little button, one of the button dimension gems in the center. The paper is from the a stitched season. And so the banner is from Nested Essentials, I believe. Yes. And then on the inside, I just stamped some more of the little small poinsettias. I did first and second generation. It's kind of hard to see the second generation on those. I used an older gray on that.
And Debbie, you might need to adjust your camera back just a little bit because you're
Okay.
taking up the full frame.
Okay.
Thank you.
There. Sorry. And this one is one that Donna made. And she again used the shimmer striped paper, but she took an ink dauber and daubed around with the red. And you know, all of us have seen the poinsettias that have the red and the white mixed. And I love this. I think that looks so realistic as to how those red and white ones look. And she also took shimmer brush. Is that what you used?
Stampin' Up calls it Wink of Stella, but yes,
Okay.
it's a shimmer brush. Uh, They
Okay.
call the clear one Wink of Stella, and shimmer pens is what they call the 5 colors of the in colors that are available with also the shimmer ink in it.
Okay. And this is the paper that Donna was talking about that will be on sale um, coming tomorrow. And this one doesn't have anything on the inside yet. So, but beautiful, beautiful card. I love that. And then this is one that I made. I took the idea from Susan, Donna's upline, and from Aaron, Creative Concepts with Aaron, to use the
Erin
vellum.
Jacobson.
I thought that was her last name, but I never could find it. I used the vellum on the inside. So you can see that you can see through this. And I just stamped the Merry and Bright. That is so light, it's hard to see. And then I stamped on the flower on the vellum. Now, I will give you a tip about stamping on vellum. You have to stamp one thing and you have to let it set and dry for a couple of hours. It takes a while because the ink can't soak into the paper. And so you have to wait a while. So I did the poinsettia and let it dry. And then I did the leaves all at one time and let them dry. And then I have gems on the inside to make the center of the poinsettia. Merry and Bright came from that same stamp set. I used the Nested Essentials for the two little banners here. And the little bird came from the DSP. I just cut it out. It was real easy to cut out, and I thought it looked so pretty right there. So, and then we have place on the inside to write our message, and to stamped some of the smaller poinsettias. Okay. And then this one is also one that Donna made. And again, she used the the glitter striped shimmer paper. You
Shimmer
all know,
stripes.
I cannot remember the name of that. Um, the green leaves are just more of the poinsettias, just yellow on the inside. And this does not have an inside. And it is just a card base, and you have the back. So, and this was also done by Donna.
And it's hard to see, but the background of that has embossing with the plaid embossing folder.
Right in here. I'm not sure if you can see it or not. And then DSP here from that same
Yeah,
set.
it's a triangular card, so one half is embossed and the other half is DSP.
Okay. All right.
And if you could show that back up, and then we'll talk in just a moment. The original card design, and I know you can't see it while I'm talking, encouraged you to place your sentiment sheet like as a pull out to pull out from the diagonal card, but I didn't, my piece was too big and the piece was getting lost, so that's why it's just on the back of the card.
Okay. So what she's talking about, it was supposed to go down in here, and it kept sliding down too far. And so she just put it back here. So I like it is. You know, sometimes those happy accidents makes for a better card. And this is again another one of those cards. And it's used cherry cobbler
Yes.
for the base. And then it's also the pecan pie. And this is a die cut in here. No, it was with the one we used last week, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's from a stitch season.
Yes, yes. This banner and this one are from that stitch season. And I did not use it last week. And I kept thinking, why didn't I use that? Because it is such a pretty banner and a way to top it, really nice looking. And then it opens up and you can put a piece of paper in here to write on. Okay. And that one was made by Donna also.
I was busy crafting. I liked this set.
Yes, you were. You were busy.
It's not
Okay.
always I get the sets before you do.
It helps when you do, though. And this is a card that I use the vellum with to make the poinsettia. And this one I curled everything under. And this white one I curled them up. And I don't think I like the curling up as much as I do the under. And I did put 2 dimensionals deep on this. I put one right on top of the other to raise it up higher. I used some little gems, and this paper is Blackberry Bliss. And I don't know that I've ever used it, but I love it. It is so pretty. I took the Merry and Bright, stamped it, and then fussy cut it out, and it just popped right off of there. And then on the inside, I put Most Wonderful Time of Year, and then I stamped the little pine needles with first and second generation. And so that is our last one. And that was designed by Linda Richenberg, I believe is how you say her name. Okay. Are we ready to put them all out here?
We are, but I have a question first. Did you
Okay.
show the stamp set and die set at the beginning?
Yes, I showed the sheets.
Okay.
Yes, these
Okay.
two.
I must have zoned out then.
Okay. Um, this is the 3 little ones that I used on the inside, the 2 pine leaves, the leaves. This you can stamp onto the inside to make the yellow part. And I didn't use this. I'm not exactly sure what I would have done with this. It would just be some kind of little background piece in the background of something.
So yeah, I've seen that one made as a background and stamped in multiple times. Like to do almost like a square border
Okay.
because the pattern just would repeat. And so it's a great way to fill up some space on a scrapbook page, or to have like a stamped image, and then you can do a cluster of stickers or Cricut pieces or stamped images that are die cut onto that piece on your scrapbook page.
Okay. All right. So that is the die cuts and the stamp set. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and lay these out. And we got a lot to choose from today. I don't know if we're going to be able to get them all on here.
While Debbie's arranging them, and if you can't get them all, then you can leave one or two of mine off. That's okay.
Got 'em?
But while she's arranging them, I do just want to note that this is our second of 2 weeks of Christmas in July slash the beginning of August because we did not do Christmas every week in July. So for those of you who aren't ready for Christmas, you're welcome. For those of you who really wanted more Christmas, we're sorry we didn't do more. There will be more Christmas because the September to December catalog has Christmas products, winter products, fall products, Halloween products, everyday products, like a little bit of everything. So there will be more Christmas before December, just not next week.
Okay. So we've got all these cards laid out here. Every one of them's got a poinsettia. So this is the way we're going to do it. Number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5, number 6, and number 7. So which is your favorite? Excuse me. If you're watching on the replay, you can please vote, and we always like to know what you like. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Ray Roberts.
I don't know if you can see Ray's comment or not, but he has voted already. He is voting
Yes,
for the one with the poinsettia.
I saw it.
And I couldn't help but start laughing.
So which one is the one that you like? And do you like the easel fold? Is that something that you think you would make, or that you just look at it and go, no, too much trouble? So just curious.
So we're getting a couple of votes. Ray's second vote is for card number 2, which is the Christmas Joy. Cheryl's vote is card number 2, and then 6, which is the vellum arch, and then 7, which was the featured arch. Janie's says that they're so also pretty. She wants to vote for all of them, but she's going to vote for number 2. And Cheryl, like us, knew that Ray was going to say the one with the poinsettias. We've got them figured out,
Yes, yes, we do.
and we love that.
Yes. Yes, we do. Okay, so there is all of our cards for tonight. You got overload. Since Donna had made so many, I didn't have to make as many, and it kind of went pretty quick. So, and there is a lot out there on Pinterest to choose from. Um, a lot of them may not be the exact Stampin' Up poinsettia set, but you can so easily adapt them to that. So if you're looking for something, you go out and I'm not sure if you all know this or not, and whether I've ever said it, but when you're going to Pinterest, if you type in Stamping Up Pretty Poinsettia, you will get the cards that are with this set. You may get a lot of other poinsettia things too, but when you're putting in something in Pinterest, it always helps if you put the name of the company first, and then the name of the stamp set. So just a little tip, throw it in there. We'll see how if you're able to use it or not. Not sure. Uh,
And I have a related tip when you're doing a Pinterest search and you want to find great ideas. Type in Debbie Roberts and just go to her page, and she has them all arranged by Stampin' Up and the title of the bundle or the suite. And it's a quick and easy way to find ideas that have already been saved.
yes, they are. Pinterest and I are friends. Mm. Okay, here is our card. Do we have anything else, Donna?
So I just want to do a reminder that my newsletter is coming out tomorrow, And let's just do a quick show of likes. If everyone could like this that's listening, would you all like a contest during the month of August where the winner gets an impressions plate?
Ooh, I'll get a like or love.
I'm seeing some likes and loves come through. So I'm going to think about what to do, but in my newsletter tomorrow will be details about a contest, share your artwork, something, and the winner at the end of the month will get the impressions plate from Stampin' Up. Now, if you don't have the Stampin' Up embossing machine, die cut and embossing machine, I don't know if the impressions plate will work, so we'll have to figure that out if it will work with your stamp set, because I don't want to give you a prize that you then have to spend $150 to be able to use. So if you don't have the die cut and embossing machine and the machine that you have doesn't work with the embossing plate, then you can choose a pack of DSP instead of the impressions plate. But all those details will be in my newsletter tomorrow.
Okay, I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
Um, Last week you said something about a little surprise. Is this the little surprise?
It is a little surprise.
Um, I, I remember something vaguely, and I was like, I don't know what that was. But
Yeah, I don't remember specifically what I was thinking last week. It's been a long week. In the last 10 days, we've sold my mom and dad's old house that they lived in for 42 years. My husband was in a car accident that totaled his car, but did not harm him, thankfully. And we've purchased a new car for him. So all that while working full time, and it's been a little bit of a whirlwind. So I will have to go back
yes.
and make sure that that was the surprise I was talking about and not something else.
Okay. All righty. Okay, so here is the card. We thank you, each and every one of you, for being here. We thank you for those that are watching on the replay. And if you would, please give us leave a message, say hi, something, just so we know you're there. And we appreciate each and every one of you. See you next week. Bye.